Hello everyone, this is Darwell20 and welcome to episode 76 of FTB Revelations, where today I'm getting ready to play with my fusion reactor. So my fusion reactor is happy right now because I've powered up all the rings around it, which is cool, and we're ready to start doing things. So I think priority one for me should be to start splitting water into hydrogen, oxygen, and deuterium, and be prepared to transfer all that stuff around, right? So I think that sounds like a good time. So let's get some conduits here. I'd like the ender fluid conduits if I can. Can I have more of those, please? Thanks. Auto crafting for the win. And we want our flux point, and we also want our flux plug at some point. We're going to be generating power. It's going to take us a while to get there. The main key, though, is I want to go check in and just know how much power we've got. I'm pretty sure 26 billion RF is going to be more than enough, right? 27 billion RF. We still have a net gain of power going on, so that's good. It means that, our nuclear fuels are breaking down and turning into better fuels and all that good stuff, so we're doing okay. But this thing will rapidly increase the amount of power we're able to produce, right? So you can see I've cleaned it up a little bit in here. Like I turned this whole ground area into sandstone just to make it look a little bit nicer underground. And I made the floor here stone brick so that sand wouldn't fall down as I was digging out the area. So just a little bit of a cleanup effort to make it look nicer. And underground here is where we're going to have some of the automation and some of the other stuff we're going to work on. So long story short, it's not a huge amount of effort to get things going. But what we want to do is make sure that we do everything right. So let's start with a few things. Let's start with our electrolyzer, right? So that's going to be the big guy. Electrolyzer, I don't know exactly where I want to put you. I'm not going to focus too much on it. It should be fine. We'll figure it out. But we're going to have our ender fluid tanks. And do we have buckets still of all the different cool fluids? We don't, but we should probably be able to get them. Let's do that so that we have buckets that we can filter with. Does that sound cool? And we should have fluid filters. Yeah, we have a few of them. We can probably play with that a little bit. But let's pop down here, because in this area somewhere, we've got... Oh, look, hydrogen. You know why we're backstuffing on hydrogen right now? I'll tell you why we're backstuffing on hydrogen right now. I took boron out of this. I had boron in here, and we're no longer using it, so that's why. We're not melting it down. I'm trying to save a little bit. But hydrogen, oxygen, and deuterium are the three fluids that we're going to get. So I want to have them handy so that when I set up this thing, it shouldn't be too much of a thing. There we go. So what we're going to have, actually, let's sign you up like this. Let's have the electrolyzer here, okay? And then you're going to have a sink underground, which I prepared ahead of time, because that's the kind of guy I am. Right? So you're down will be extract on blue, always active, and your up will be insert on blue. And there's your water. Sweet. Okay. You're going to need power for a flux point. So, you know. And your transfer limit is 800,000 RF a tick. I don't think we're going to go above that. Now, if we throw some speed upgrades in there, that's going to make it, be at 149,000 RF a tick. But don't worry, we can put some energy upgrades in there, and that brings it down to 2,440 RF a tick. So that ain't too bad. That ain't too bad. And you're rapidly producing your hydrogen, deuterium, and oxygen. Sweet. Okay. So what I'm thinking we'll want to do next is have 3 black hole tanks. Boop, boop, boop. And you guys are all going to do the thing. So you are going to insert, let's put this one as hydrogen. Does that sound cool? You will insert oxygen, and you will insert deuterium. Does that sound like a plan? Okay. Now, none of you guys are going to extract, but you are always active. Sweet. Hydrogen. And you're getting the oxygen, and you're getting the deuterium. Beautiful. All right. So we're producing a rapid amount of hydrogen, right? We've already got 16 buckets worth of this stuff. I don't know if that's enough. I have no idea how much we're going to need, right? So my thoughts are we might need more than one electrolyzer. I have no idea. I know I can auto-craft them, so that's good. And I know we're going to be producing a lot of power here. So, like, electrolyzers, I could totally get 2 more if I needed to. right? Now I do want to configure side configuration here. I would like void excess on for pretty much everything, except maybe this one, right? This one should have default void excess, and void excess. And I'll tell you why, right? So if we turn off extract for a sec, we'll see that this is the one that has hydrogen sitting in it, deuterium and oxygen. At some point in our life, right, this black hole fluid tank, which can hold 2.1 million buckets or 2.1 billion millibuckets of liquid, might fill up. And we want to be prepared for that eventuality. When that happens, we would back stuff on one of the fluids. Now, what I'm going to demonstrate here is kind of the opposite, right? But we're going to see when hydrogen backs stuff, it stops breaking down the water into fluids, and we will stop producing deuterium and oxygen, even though we have room for it. So the basic thought there is that, you know, if we back stuff on oxygen or if we back stuff on deuterium, it'll start voiding it, and we don't have to worry about that no more, right? So let's just turn you back on in extract mode, because this is the one that's hydrogen. Now, if we back stuff on hydrogen, okay, turn off my electrolyzer, because clearly, like, that's the one we're never going to back stuff on, assuming that everything's working properly. Now, I have no idea how much hydrogen we're producing, but we've already made 50 buckets, so that's kind of cool. Not sure if we're going to need another electrolyzer or not. We might. But I want to be ready with that, so, like, let's get 120 of you. Need more quartz. Wow, we need a lot more quartz. Do we have quartz by way of... We do. Hang on a sec. What can I do with quartz? Because I'm pretty sure I have a thing over here. This pulverizer does quartz, doesn't it? Doesn't the pulverizer do quartz? And if it has the... Because, like, we could... Redstone furnace, we get 1. Flux anodizers, we get 3. Pulverizers, we get 3. Tectonic initiator, we get 4. And that's probably the best you're going to get. Induction smelter gets us 4 with sand. And we get 6 with the pyro concentrator. That's kind of cool. And we get rich slag for it. But can we pyro concentrator you with rich slag? I don't think I can, right? See, that doesn't do nothing if we're doing it with rich slag. We can do it with sand, but I think we should probably do this, right? Now the problem is we want to blacklist it on these guys. So let's put quartz on our blacklist for all you guys. And we're going to get our conduits. I need more fluid conduits anyway, so we'll just search for conduit, and then we can get our items as well. Right? And then what we're going to want is a filter on this dude. Well, let's do advanced. Well, we'll do basic for now, and then we'll change it. I mean, this is the first of, you know, whatevers. So you're not going to extract, but you are totally going to whitelist that you're allowed to have quartz. Okay? And then what I'm going to do is add quartz to one of these bus dudes. Right, so you should be, at this point, exporting quartz with nowhere to put it, right? You should have nowhere to put that quartz. You should not know what to do with that quartz. You should be like, what do you mean quartz? I don't know what to do with you, Direwolf. Why are you giving me quartz? But we come over here and we hit insert, and now you're allowing quartz to come in here, and only quartz. That seems like a valid solution. Sweet. All right, well, that works for me. I like that plan. And that will get me the quartz that I need for the crafting that I just requested, which is nuclear craft. Give me some speed upgrades and energy upgrades. 120? We're getting there. But I can get 120 of you. So what I'm thinking is, hopefully 3 electrolyzers with 60 upgrades each will be enough hydrogen production. I don't know. But, I mean, I'll use these things at some point. So I'm not going to worry too much about it. Missing 196. We're getting there. Sometimes, like, I don't have speed extractions on these guys, and I could. 120. There we go. Do the thing, pulverizer. Have fun. All right, with that done, let's get back to our nuclear spot. So I think what I'd like to do, I'm purposely stalling a little bit because what I want to do is have this have a back stuffing of hydrogen. We're at 100 buckets worth. Okay. What I'm going to do is start the reaction and see how much hydrogen it uses. Right. So we're gonna what we're gonna have here then is hydrogen's kind of a magenta-ishy color. Does that seem like a fair assessment? So right, it's kind of a magenta-ish color. I don't know. I get fuzzy on the different purple versus magenta, but we're gonna say that you're more of a magenta and you're more of a purple deuterium. So that's what you're gonna do. You're gonna extract on magenta, always active, and then you are going to insert on magenta, always active. Now, because we do not have prevent input overflow enabled, we will get both hydrogen and hydrogen combining. Cool? So now that we've got the fusion reactor ready, the next step is to give it power. So we have to give it power to get it going. Okay? So let's do our flux point, removing energy. Let's put you in the corner. I like that plan. Okay, you're going to be here. I'm going to turn off the transfer limit so he can just pump all the power in the world into him. And that's cool. Output. Hello, we've got power cooking. Nice, the temperature's going up too. Wow, pretty rapidly. Okay, I feel like I should probably... That sound is going to get really annoying in a minute. Fusion run. I added fusion run to the blacklist sound. Why are you not muting that, by the way? So anyway, deuterium, we're going to want to extract that. So we're going to extract on purple, always active, and you're going to be an insert on purple. So that you start filling up the deuterium you're producing. Cool. Do we already have... We can't possibly, right? What temperature do you need to get to start stuff? And how is my... Wow, that's draining really fast. Holy cow. Okay, yeah, no, I was not wrong about my needs there. Can I give you a lever? I think I can give you a lever to get you to stop running. There you go. Whew. All right, so that's going to start now. The temperature's going to start dropping. We have to get the temperature up to a really high point. I forget what it is, like what we have to get it to get it to the point where it can start running, but yeah. So let's get our 2 electrolyzers in place because we are nowhere near where we need to be. So you're going to extract on green, always active. And you're also going to, on the west, extract on green, always active. And then let's get some conduits here. I don't know if these guys will be able to support the RF cost. They should, though. It's only a couple thousand, right? And then nuclear, we want these guys here and here. $60 and $60. Technically 64 and 64 is doable, but you know. Insert on blue, that should get you running. And insert on blue, that should get you running. Now my concern here, let's get like a dozen more of these just so we can get it really rounded up. Because 4 more would be a full stack of each, and that would be cool. My concern here is we burn through hydrogen really fast. Like, I'm starting to think that 3 electrolyzers max speed might not be enough for our needs. I'm starting to think that might be very much the case. But let's see what happens, right? Benefit of the doubt and all that. But I'm not feeling super confident right now. So you're doing what for me, buddy? You're doing crafting some pulverized obsidian. Okay, fair enough. See, I don't know that I've ever... I think usually when I've done the nuclear craft fusion stuff, I've... How you doing? How you doing? There it is. Okay, cool. I think usually it's been with Mechanism installed, and Mechanism has an easier way to produce hydrogen. And I usually kind of cheesed it a little bit. Hey, look, there's the stuff I told you guys would happen. That's neat. So, boop, boop, and get these guys in there. Perfect, right? So he's running, you know, we're burning a lot of RF a tick just to produce, I mean, it's not that much, but it's a lot, right? We're talking 2,600 RF a tick times 3. So, I mean, it's a lot. It's not a little. And you're producing your hydrogen at a decent rate, it looks like. But is it enough? Let's turn it back on. Oh, good. It's not making the noise anymore. So I guess I just need to turn it off and back on with the sound muffler, and now it's cool, right? So temperature's going up. How's my hydrogen doing? So we're at 104, let's say. Are we almost breaking even? We're getting close, but I feel like we have a net loss. Just a little bit of a net loss. So let's get 2 more electrolyzers. Okay. Because I think we can pull this off. And let's get 128 of you. And 128 of you. And we should be able to make this happen, right? So what we'll want is... And we have to wait until we have the thing here, but we can at least get these guys in place. Power, power, item, nope, fluid. Okay. And where's my electrolyzers? They should be ish done now. Getting there. A little bit of pulverization, a little bit of work going. We're at 102, so we're actually doing okay. Now, how's my heat doing? Temperature's getting up there. Is that what we have to get it to? Is that 2 something? Oh. How's my RF input going on here? So you're not pumping any energy into here. Are we running? Are we burning at temperature? Yes, we're producing power already. Wow, that was fast. That was fast. With near unlimited power burn, that was really fast. Let's check on you. How much power did we burn to get to that point? I mean, not that much. We did all right. We did all right. That's cool, man. That's cool. So we're actually at a point where we are generating power, which is good. So it went really fast because I had a bunch of power in the orb, but basically you have to dump a ton of power into the fusion core and let the 2 hydrogens combine into deuterium, and they're going to start producing power. Now, at this point, we're producing 10, 11 RF a tick. By no stretch is that impressive, right? Like, that's a comically small amount of RF. But I promise it gets better, okay? Because right now, we have our temperature, right? If we look at the fuel here, optimal temperature, 4,430 megakelvin, MK, right? It's like a million, right? And we're at like 235 kilokelvin. So like we're way low on temperature. Basically, the hotter the reactor gets, the more efficient it gets to a point. And that point is exactly this point, which is 4430. If it starts to go above that number, the efficiency starts to drop. So our goal is to get it exactly that number and keep it there. And that's where the cooling comes into play. Right? So what we're looking to do is get we want to let it heat up to where it gets to close to that point. As it heats up, we're going to increase our RF a tick. And you can already see that happening because we're at 30 RF a tick right now. Right? We also have energy stored right here. So because our RF a tick is going up, we're storing energy inside the reactor, which is cool. We're going to extract that energy in a moment. But let's see how you're doing over here. So we are having a net loss on power. So technically I'm thinking for the electrolyzer, all we really need at this point is to go home and take accelerator pulverizer because, wow, you're slow. Should really come up with a better solution. Do the thing. Get done already. Okay. So what we should really do is just put 1 more electrolyzer there, and we should have more than enough hydrogen production. We'll have a net gain on that at that point, right? So once we get 1 more electrolyzer going. So he's cooking up his crushed quartz nice and quickly. See, look, 64 RF a tick. We're almost at the point of a steam generator. A single unboosted coal power generator. We're almost at the 80 RF a tick mark. Trust me, it's worth it. Once you get to a decent RF, right? Our efficiency is still at 0.1%. So you do the math, right? We want to get our efficiency to 100%. It's right now terrible. It'll get better, I promise. Should we get our Flux Plug on here? I'm thinking we should. So let's get our Flux Plug. And you're going to go onto the generators network, my friend. So that you can at least export your power, right? 100 RF a tick going out to the generators network. Sweet. I like it. So that's helping. A little bit. I'm helping. Electrolyzer. Good. One more should be all we need. Right? So you're going to be insert on blue. You're going to start getting that stuff. Okay? You're going to be extract on green, always active, but not insert. Not that we are inserting on green anywhere, but that's okay. And then we want a stack of each of these. Cool. We'll do power first, just to not overwhelm this thing. So this guy's draining 10,000 RF a tick just to produce the deuterium that we need. But we should now be having a net gain of deuterium, right? What I should also do is similar to before. We should have this guy void excess, we should have this guy void excess, and we should have this guy void excess. And then we should do the same on this one. Void excess, void excess, void excess, and doot, doot, doot. And look, we have a net gain of hydrogen. See, we have more hydrogen than we did when we looked a minute ago. And that's how you know we have a net gain, and that's good. That means it's doing its job. Now, at some point, we'll have lots of deuterium. Wow, we have a lot of deuterium already. Holy cow. That's pretty cool, really. So, like, maybe at some point, we'll, like, set up and... So if it was about 3 was pretty darn close to a break-even point. Maybe throwing a 5th one in there would produce enough hydrogen to run a second reactor that's hydrogen plus deuterium. That could be fun. And we could have like 2 fusion reactors in this series. That could be cool. Look, 256 RF a tick. Nice, we're getting there. Now, to be clear, this thing works. Like we can totally tick accelerate this. Oh wow, you're gonna struggle. Stop, slow down. Yeah, we're losing our we're losing our efficiency. Hang on, nobody panic. All right, I probably should have been prepared to pump hydrogen in there faster if I was going to tick accelerate that much. But you can totally tick accelerate this thing and be okay. You can totally tick accelerate him and be okay. You know, assuming that you're pumping the stuff in fast enough. My bad. Well, you know, so our efficiency's at 0.2, right? We're at 180 RF a tick, so we're doing okay now. A little bit of tick accelerating shouldn't be that bad, as long as we still have hydrogen coming in here. Yeah. All right, so as the temp goes up, the RF power will go up. If I threw another... What did we say this was? Magenta? Yeah. Did I burn my hydrogen? Oh, I burned my hydrogen from tick accelerating. That's why. Because I tick accelerated, we overwhelmed the hydrogen production. That makes sense, actually. Yeah. Maybe just for giggles, I should throw that other electrolyzer in here. I mean, it looks better, right? And then you're going to extract always active, not insert. You should be running at this point already. Good. And then we'll get our speed upgrades. Bada bing, bada boom, right? So that, at least it looks balanced, right? That looks better, visually speaking. And also you're just going to be producing more hydrogen for me, which will be cool. And then I should also do the void excess thing like I did for the others. And it's only voiding excess, so it's still producing a ton of oxygen and a ton of deuterium. It's funny. Nice. All right, cool. And then you should be building up your hydrogen reserves a little bit better. Beautiful. Beautiful. And if I gave you one little tick accelerate, are you going to be okay? 23,150, 22,350. You know, it's bread. No, even one little tick accelerate, we have a net loss of hydrogen. So just tick accelerating him once is a little bit rough. All right, not the end of the world. All right, so what we've got here now, hey, look, he's already generating $700 a tick, so that's not bad. And you can see it starting to rapidly go up, right? Like we are the efficiency rapidly climbs, right? Like it just further and further, right? We're going to quickly get to a point where this is useful. Because it was only a few minutes ago that we said we're at 80, and we're already at 800. So we're already producing 10 times more power than we were before. So the temperature change is going up a lot. The other thing we have to do now is start looking at, and I should probably take a nap, but one of the things we definitely have to look at doing is cooling that reactor. We don't want to cool it yet because we want to build up the heat. But like I said before, if we let it go beyond the optimal temperature, we're going to be in trouble. So what we have to do is start creating active coolers. Now, did I set up active coolers? Yes. Let's get like 10 of you. We're missing copper, iron, lead, and tin? That is not true. Okay. Somebody being silly? Nah, it might have just been like a random fluke of the things. How are you doing, by the way? Yeah, we're draining a lot of power at the moment. But we're going to be okay soon, right? Because we're going to be inputting a lot of power pretty soon, right? So you're doing like some fluctuations. You're doing some spikes, it looks like, of RF coming in. I should really have some kind of buffer on those dudes to make them make more sense. How impossible would it be to get basic flux storage? And maybe... And then maybe you... I remember it just being a lot of flux, which we haven't automated yet, right? Yeah, we just need 1,506 more flux. That's not so bad for one gargantuan storage. Okay. Could I just have like a Herculean storage? Yeah, I can make one of those. That seems doable. It doesn't look like a hard combination of things to make, right? I might want to stick that on my generators network and just see what that looks like. And I think generators network doesn't have a flux controller either. So I should probably do that as well. Right? Okay, so I think what we should do here is probably wrap up the episode at this point, right? Because we're getting to a point where we should wrap up and come back next time. I'm going to set you to generators as well. So I'm going to have disable limit on you, I guess. You're cool. But at least we can like look at things and see all the points and plugs and all that stuff and how much power we're doing. Okay, cool. All right, Darryl20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We'll come back next time. For now, take it easy.